Okay, Vita. Anybody know what that is? Put your hands up if you do, what that word stands for. No? Not at all. Okay, Vita stands for Video Enabled Talent Acquisition. I first thought about the idea of using video way back in the early 80s when somebody took a photograph of me, and I thought, well, that's interesting. And at the time I was reporting on local radio, doing short Q&As after the game and capturing data. So not a whole interview, but just a little short Q&A. So I decided that when I got into recruitment, which was 30 years ago, to try and offer something different. A CV shows what someone has done. It doesn't show who they are, right? That is vital. You know, you look at a piece of paper, that doesn't show anything about the person at all. And in the early days, when I first started looking at this, compliance was a key issue. But actually, empiric evidence that all candidates have been asked the exact same questions in the same manner is one of the key byproducts of it. You've got 15 people you've interviewed, they've all been treated in the same way. Are any of those applications up there on the screen known to you at all? Hands up if you know any of them, heard of them. Hands up if you actually use them. Anybody using them? Okay, a synchronous interview. When video first started to come into the marketplace, a synchronous interview was the thing. It was technologically the easiest one to do. And what does it mean? No interviewer present. The candidate interacts with the screen, and the way that that's moved of late, it is getting better. But right from the off, I was always into doing live interview. I'm dealing with senior level jobs. I don't want to send people invites to attend a meeting with me not being there. So at the end of every interview, right, I record a short Q&A with my candidate. I don't use Skype. Interesting that Zoom has been mentioned here before by somebody else, but then there's no substitute for the actual face-to-face meeting in real terms. The thing about Zoom is that it's really helped me using the CV as a delivery platform to add real value to my clients when I'm doing a job. So when I present a shortlist, it's not only the CV as in the Word document, but it's also a very short 4-minute max Q&A. What are the benefits? There's three lots of people benefit from this. There's me as the consultant, more importantly there's my clients, and then the candidates as well. The marginal candidate has a chance of getting in front of the client. I speak as a fee earner here, it gives me a competitive advantage. How many times as a client have you said to a client, I've got this really good candidate, it's going to make a difference to your business. With a short video clip, you can get that person in front of your client, and I've made money doing that. It allows a section from a wider candidate pool. Let's say a long list is 12, I'm going to narrow that down to 4, but what I'm enabled to do there is to let the client see the marginals. Just the person who wasn't a first-class honours graduate, somebody who's an HNC, he might be better. It assists the post-interview decision process. How many times has a shortlist been put together where they see 2 on Monday, 1 Wednesday, 2 Friday, and at the end of it, oh, was he the guy with the beard, was he the guy with the red hair, or the funny suit? And obviously, time to hire is reduced. It cuts out stages of the process, and time is money. Moving on to the next slide, which is going to come up in a minute. I'm ahead of myself there. But facilitates the sharing of enriched information. This can apply to in-house recruiters as well as people in the same company. If you have offices in Manchester and Birmingham and you have a candidate that's somewhere between the two, in 2 offices you can talk about people without necessarily having to meet them. Next one, very important this day and age, it's a greener way of doing business. I've saved 40% of the amount of travel that I used to do by using Zoom as a remote interview platform, and obviously the candidates, it makes them more accessible because they have to take less time off work. As with all of this, feedback is very important. Some of my clients don't view the videos until they meet the people. Some of them don't like the background, that if you see people using video, what's the setting look like? But I think these testimonies here, that very first one up there, I felt I knew them before they walked into the room. That was the very first comment, the very first time I used this in action. And then the key thing is, what do the candidates think? And to somebody who's on a fee earning journey, look at this. I'd seriously consider moving all first stage interviews to this format. And indeed, in actual fact, that was today's candidate, tomorrow's client. Very important. So, in summary, film it, save it, view it, share it. That's it.